So I've gone ahead and switched out the turntable for Vivian's arm, and I'm going to show you how you can control multiple motors with MAX. So here we have our original set motor position and our set motor position 0. Now that is the horizontal control of Vivian's shoulder, and so by let me go in edit mode. By changing this number, we change the position of Vivian's shoulder horizontal position. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just copy this message box and number box, and I'm going to change the position number, right? So I want to set motor position not 0, but motor position 1. Alright, so I'm controlling motor number 1. Oops. And let me go ahead and connect that to fidget servo. Now this will control the vertical position of Vivian's arm. So now we have horizontal control and vertical control. Okay, so here is horizontal control of her shoulder. Now I can continue doing this, and I can do this twice more. And it's really as easy as copying and pasting and copying and pasting and then connecting. And then I'm just going to change this to a 2. Now I have control of her elbow. Here is vertical control of her elbow. And we will do this one last time. And set this to, change that to a 3. And connect that to the fidget servo object. And I can change this number box. And now I have control of her wrist. Here is vertical control of her wrist. Okay, now I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, well, I said you control the shoulder horizontal, the shoulder elevation, the elbow, and the wrist, and that's 4. So how are you going to control the gripper? Well, as you can see here, you can use 2 fidget servos so long as you add as an argument their serial numbers. So here I have the horizontal shoulder, vertical shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then here I have the gripper attached to a second fidget servo controller. Because each one can only control 4 servo motors, I had to use 2 to control the arm. As I scroll up and down on this number, the gripper will open and close. And I can also type in the numbers, 180 for closed and 0 for open. And again, I did that by adding the serial number of the servo controller as an argument. Alright, so I'm going to add an object called mouse state. Mouse state outputs a 1 or a 0 if the mouse button is clicked. The mouse's horizontal position, the mouse's vertical position, a change in the mouse's horizontal position, and a change in the mouse's vertical position. Now, mouse state requires a do it message, or in Max it's called a bang, in order to do its job. Now, this little button that I've just added is a bang button. When you click this button, it sends a message to mouse state that says, do it. And then mouse state will output the values of where the mouse is. Now the problem is, if I had to keep clicking this, it would always be in the same place. Now, for those of you who don't know, Max was originally a computer music program. And the metro object is like a metronome. It sends out bangs at given intervals of time. The argument for the metronome is how many milliseconds I want in between bangs. And I'm going to go ahead and choose 125 milliseconds, which corresponds, I believe, to 1/8 of a second. And then this is a toggle switch that I've just added. And a toggle switch basically outputs a 1 or a 0, and that 1 or the 0 turns on or off metro. So if I turn this on, you see this bang is clicking away, and that's telling mouse state to output the data that it's collecting from where the mouse is. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect a number box here. And now I'll connect another number box to the Y position of the mouse. I'll stretch that out too. Okay, now as I move the mouse around on the screen, mouse state outputs different values. So for my horizontal value, 0 to 180 sounds great. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect the output from mouse math to my horizontal value. And now, as I move the mouse from side to side, Vivian's arm will move from side to side. So as I move the mouse from side to side, the arm moves from side to side. Okay, so here I've added an object called range converter. Range converter does pretty much the same thing as mouse math, only range converter is a more general application, and again I made range converter myself. So basically I've connected range converter to the horizontal shoulder position, to the vertical shoulder position, because I don't want the shoulder going so high that the servo, backs out, and I don't need it to go so low that it's ground out on the bottom. So in either case, I need to set a viable range for that. And so by looking at the mouse, I'm thinking that a range of about 70 will be good. So switching to play mode, I'm going to type in 70, hit enter, and now the output will be between 45 and 115, and the servo doesn't really give me any problems.